Greetings, everyone. This is Rock and Roll SWAT Connection with the Weekly Comic Tomorrow. We've got, like I said, a decently sized haul of Marvel Image books this week. So, let's get started with actually a book that's technically speaking from this week, but would normally would have ended up in next week's roundup. But yeah, it's a thing. Storm, number 3. So where we left off, Storm was dying, and she was oh god, what's the word? Referred to Dr. Voodoo. She has basically a strange version of radiation poisoning. So the issue opens in Dr. Voodoo's research shrine in Haiti, and he managed to heal Storm, but he states that as a necromancer, he not only sees the dead, but he also sees death sprites, creatures that can sense a life close to its end, a life force soon to be extinguished. And he adds that in the superhero business, it's not a rare sight to see death sprites hover intimately around close friends. With the power they wield, they push death further away day after day. But for Storm, he made a bargain with ancient spirits to not just remove all the radiation poisoning in her cells, but to remove all illnesses from her body. She is, as of that moment, the healthiest being in the universe. Yet the biggest swarm of death sprites he's ever seen still hovers around her like flies over decay. And the price that Storm must pay for this deal is she has to go a week without using her powers. Dr. Voodoo's brother makes an appearance, his spirit, and he's shocked by how many death sprites Storm has around her, and wonders how Storm is still alive. Dr. Voodoo points out that family always forgets their manners in the presence of guests, and Dr. Voodoo suggests that Storm spend the week at Strange Academy, well, instead she decides to take refuge with family. So we move on to outside Haven Home, Louisiana, or Haven House. Gambit, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Rogue are doing chores at the house, cutting wood, and a scent catches Wolverine's nose, but it can't be. He says to Rogue, it's Nimrod. And he's gonna head to the house and take care of it. Nightcrawler teleports away for to additional recon, and he can't see anything through the windows, and he worries about Jubilee and the children, who Gambit says are sleeping in. So of course Rogue beats Wolverine to the house, smashes the door, and finds not Nimrod waiting, but Storm. Apparently, everyone else knew, but Gambit thought it'd be fun to surprise Rogue. And so Remy's got to do chore, fixing the door. And everyone agrees that, yeah, since it was Gambit's idea to surprise Storm or Rogue, well, yeah, he's got to fix the door that she literally smashed through. But Logan and Storm have a training sparring session. Goes on for most of the other days. 5 days. Every day they're sparring, and Logan points out that it's about to just become a beatdown. And amidst a storm, presumably naturally occurring, Logan and Storm rekindle their affection, their relationship with one another, or at least the physical end of it. Early the next morning, a large raven shows up at the behest of God Emperor Doom. And Storm manages to convince the raven to wait for her and convey her to Latveria itself, as Doom has plans for MutantCon and wishes to inform Storm about them. So Storm requests to borrow a dress and some concealable weapons from Rogue, though she's giddy about Storm and Logan. And so the next not as early in the morning, the Raven heads back to Latveria with Storm, and it's stated that Aurora Monroe is everything you would expect from a storm god. Brave, rageful, fierce, unrelenting, powerful. She will fight till every bone in her body breaks, every tendon shreds, and her lungs drown her in blood. But when it comes to matters of the heart, she is, like you and me, human. With her departure from her friends and her old lover, though invisible to the uninitiated, her death sprites return, signaling dangerous events ahead. One can only wonder what fate must await Storm in the den of the terrifying God Emperor Doom. And that is where the issue ends. And I may have been mistaking my identification of the bird that was sent. I don't think it was a raven, but generally speaking, black bird. But good issue. Good issue. I am quite excited to see what Doom has in store for the mutants, and what part his Storm played in his plans. Moving on to our next book, we've got Wolverine #4. Where we left off, Wolverine has been working with a teenager who was afflicted with the curse of the Wendigo, and helping the teenager become not so much overcome the curse, parts of the curse. Basically, make it so that he could speak and say more than just Wendigo. However, something's going on with adamantium. Something has so far affected two of Wolverine's consistent rogues, Cyber and Lady Deathstrike. And so, the issue begins. Logan is sparring with Wendigo, trying to get Wendigo to say Logan's name. He kind of says, load again. and Wolverine kind of figures, close enough. But when Leonard, the Wendigo, heads off into the woods, and Wolverine is chopping wood at a cabin that he's renting on no questions asked basis. Here's an explosion. And sees the smoke cloud from the explosion. So Logan suits up, finds Leonard, and Leonard's eating, but it's not a person. And he insists that Leonard stay back to not have to deal with the temptation of potentially injured people. So. But apparently a prison transport has been attacked, and Logan catches a scent of adamantium when he's attacked by a constrictor. He was being transferred somewhere, and constrictor to another prison, and he's is demoralized to basically get stopped by Wolverine of all people. But the two of them duke it out, and Constrictor gets knocked out, but Logan calls a friend to Nightcrawler to make sure that Constrictor gets picked up. But a scent enters Logan's nose. Lady Deathstrike. And Logan notes that while Deathstrike's fighting him, She's not ranting about how Logan's continued existence is a black mark on her father's honor. Logan states that this is not the enemy that he knows. Then she basically makes her claws and notes that they're gold. It is promptly knocked out, but notes Deathstrike taking Constrictor and making it, and somehow making his tendrils gold, turn them into gold adamantium. And finally, she speaks, telling Logan that he is deafened by the screeching of the false metal within him. He has not heard the call of the adamantine. And Deathstrike says that the call of the adamantine will speak to Logan, but only if he listens. And the issue ends with the adamantine speaking to him. And he says that basically one of the perks of his powers is that he can hear things and he can pinpoint where sounds are coming from. And the scream he hears is coming from his own bones. And that is where the issue ends. So it looks like we're getting some upgrades to some of Wolverine's foes. And who knows what lays in store for Logan himself. But moving on to our last book for the week, for the moment, we've got Blade number 2. This is one of the books that was supposed to actually release 2 weeks ago, but yeah, dropped the ball. So where we left off, Blade had been hired to Blade had been accosted with a mysterious summons at the behest of the Spellguard, a hidden sect of vampires that began dabbling in dark magic and experimenting on other vampires. One of the Spellguard's own, Pontius Van Helsing, has joined and rapidly ascended their ranks. But Blade opted not to clean up the Spellguard's mess. So a group of mages attacked Blade and were promptly killed. And while Blade has managed to avoid falling under the control of the new master, he cannot ignore the danger that Pontius poses. So the issue opens with Blade arming up and suiting up. Deals with a appears to be a mugger, and yeah, they're outclassed. But he's not the only one they're taking on. Another hunter, who seems They're in Kowloon City. But Blade's new ally has a cybernetic arm, and well, she tosses him a raw steak. He tries to explain. Elena is the girl's name. Tries to explain that he's not a vampire, but and so she eats the steak, her raw. Her body processes protein better raw, a side effect of her tech. And Elena gives Blade some intel. Apparently, Pontius is using the local war for cover. Very, basically, coming up scenario. A child whose legs got blown off by a soldier from another country didn't know why he as a kid, just suffering and scarred, or scared and scarred. Man comes up to you with a calming voice so he can make all your pain go away. Probably looks like the most powerful man you've ever seen. That man says all you have to do to be like him is drink his blood, and he won't ever have to be afraid again. And so that's how Pontius has managed to build his flock, promising power and making them slaves. Which is part of why Elena hates vampires and magic. She trusts Metal. Metal doesn't want anything. But as Elena and Blade leave, Elena blows up the apartment they were in, stating that the apartment is just stuff. She can get more stuff. As they head out in Elena's ride, Elena states that they're going toward hell. Blade adds he's familiar. And that is where the issue ends. Slow burn of a miniseries, I believe, but entertaining at least. Anyways, that's going to do it for now. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Links to my Facebook, Blue Sky, Instagram, Mastodon, Twitter, Patreon and PayPal can be found in the description box down below. Big shout out to Patreon patron Redman's Penis. Thank you so much for your support. It is greatly appreciated. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off saying, live long and rock hard.